Kansas-Nebraska Act. This act said that Kansas and Nebraska, two areas of the U.S., would be made into territories, and as soon as 60,000 people were in those territories, they would take a vote. This was when they declared statehood. They would take this vote on whether or not slavery would be allowed in Kansas and then in Nebraska. Now, this meant that whoever had a majority, 30,001, in those places when they took the vote would be able to make it slave or free. But what that did was made tons of fanatics from the north and tons of fanatics from the south all flood into these states. So it took people who were religiously zealous against slavery and people who had it ingrained into their very way of life, and it put them in the same place. And I guess you can guess what happened, because it led to Bleeding Kansas. This was a series of events, violent events, in Kansas especially, that were all over the differences between North and South, slave and free. There were fights, there was bloodshed, there were riots about whether free people who wanted Kansas to be free, should have the majority, or those who wanted it to be slave would have the majority. So some people said, well, we don't need to fight. We'll just bring more people from where we came from to make it what we want. Others said, no, that's not good enough. We have to fight. We have to get rid of the people who want to make it what we don't want. So that's why they fought. But what's important to see here is that when you bring two groups like that together, there is hardly any chance for peace at all. And obviously, there was no peace. They fought. And what we see there is a parallel to the entire nation leading up to the Civil War. But even this small-scale Civil War was not the final thing that led to secession and the Confederacy. What brought the whole house of cards crashing down was the presidential election of 1860.